people are more increasingly interested in their heritage, where they come from and the history of their county. And the easy way of making that accessible is online, which meant that we had to take a lot of our archives and digitise it, hence the phrase Warwickshire Bytes.
Once it's digitised and made more widely available, it should enable people to be able to search for documents, search for information from the comfort of their own homes and access it and to be able to use it for their own research purposes, whether it's family history, whether just the history of their village or their house or whatever else they're interested in. It should be there, much more accessible to them than it has been in the past.
This project has been incredibly powerful in indexing thousands of photographs and artefacts from our past. We're really keen on engaging volunteers and communities and in helping to find our own solutions, and this project has recruited 80 volunteers from around the country, around the world, who've helped us with the process, and that's fantastic, both in terms of the website but also in addressing social isolation and improving well-being. What I hope we'll see going forward is more engagement of volunteers, individuals and communities in updating and enhancing what we've got alongside digitising our collections.
I think it's been a huge success and it is to do with how people have been engaged and have been willing to give their time and to share their stories. So for me it's been a brilliant success.
This has been a really good regional sort of project where volunteers across the county can get involved. However, also the most innovative part of it is that volunteers across the world can also get involved.
I have been working on this project for several months now. I enjoy it very much. My grandmother was born in Leamington Spa. I have quite a bit of family history there, and doing the transcribing has brought to life the area that I've never been to. I recognize a lot of the towns, a lot of the names, and I find the material interesting.
I came across Warwickshire Bytes by accident and was happy to help with the depositions indexing project currently underway. It made me realise just how much work goes on behind the scenes. I've taken for granted the ease with which I get my information on that screen when I click onto websites and trawl through archives. I didn't realise quite how much work goes in to creating a database, and I think Warwickshire Bytes undertaking this project is really, really fabulous.
Professionally, for me, it's been a very good achievement in terms of what I can take forward into new roles and new organisations, and that knowledge that it's given me and the confidence it's given me.
I've enjoyed everything about the project. Probably the highlight for me is the team I've been working with. Everyone's so nice and willing to help me. So part of my apprenticeship is doing a business course, and everyone is willing to help with any question that I ask. And nothing's too odd to bring into conversation.
My favourite part has been because I've always loved archives and it's what I want to do. So it's kind of given me that insight on what future archive work could be like.
We went round a lot of the places we often don't get to. We went to places like Baddesley Ensa and we had some great stuff. We went to Rugby, and that was notable because we had a walking stick or ceremonial sword, it doubled as, which tied into the contributor's sense of place and sense of family, and that was a terrific opportunity to show how for him Warwickshire is tied up in these objects that he's owned, that he possesses.
I always knew that there were military service tribunals being held because they were reported in the local newspapers, but I never looked for any of these records in the archives because I understood that after the First World War they all had to be destroyed. When the Bytes project announced that they were going to have a look at these and follow up the men, I thought, oh great, I can get involved with that, and that's what happened.
It's remotely accessible, it's digital, so I can fit it around my family commitments. But another big thing was that I've been trying to go back to working with history a bit more, which is my main subject. And this was a very supportive way of sort of going back in there but not be completely on my own, because there was the team to support me if I couldn't read the archival handwriting.
I'm very proud to be associated with such a successful and worthwhile project, and I'd like to take the opportunity to make a few thanks to those who helped us to deliver it. The councillors for having the foresight to back such a different and innovative project, the staff for their hard work and dedication in delivering the project, and also their expert knowledge in selecting interesting records that made it a joy for those who took part. And the biggest thanks goes to the volunteers for their time and enthusiasm they gave so freely.
I've been involved in the Warwickshire Bytes programme since it first began, and initially when it first started we were heavily involved in recruiting volunteers, but as the programme has evolved and grown bigger and bigger, we've been really proud of our volunteers that have managed to put all the work on and given access to people all over the world to be able to view documents.
The access to the material is now phenomenal for everybody to be able to gather information about their family, past histories, and also about organisations across the county. So really pleased with what it's achieved, and really pleased that we now have volunteers to be able to take forward some of the other ideas that the council has in making information of this kind available to everybody in Warwickshire and beyond.